visible and just type a quick yes, no. Am I audible and my screen is visible to you? Okay, great. Start with coding examples on string. So just to cross verify what you have learned, okay, just quickly tell me the answers of this. String S1 is equal to welcome to Java, string S2 is equal to new string S3 is equal to welcome to Java. Okay, S1 equal to S2, S1 equal to S3. Am I clearly audible to everyone? Okay. So have a look at this particular code and tell me the answers of S1 equal to S3 and S1 equal to S3. Answer for this one. What is the answer for S1 equal to S2 and S1 equal to S3? Quickly write it down. Okay, got it. Is it visible now? Is the code visible? Yeah. S1 equal to S2 and S1 equal to S3. Just a recap of what we have learned yesterday. So just write down the answer for the SOPs, whether it will be true, false. S1 equal to S2 will be false. Good. S1 equal to S3 will be true. Good. Good. Okay. Next. This particular session is going to test your programming skill plus the skills to search for the particular functionality using a net. So I have given you a string s is equal to hi, good morning, system.out.println ms. The job of the function m is to, kindly note, I haven't created any object. I have just taken a string, okay? And here I am saying system.out.println ms. That means you are supposed to write a function called as m, which is going to return the count of the number of capital. So this particular function m is supposed to return the count of the capitals. So how many capital letters we have? 3. H, G and M. So there are 3 capital letters over here. So it should give me the answer as 3. Okay. So you are supposed to write a code for this particular function m so that when I paste it over here, it should run. Are you with me? Is it clear to you? Kindly design a function called as m which can be called directly without creating an object which should return the count of the capital. So only write a function and provide it to me so that I can test it. Only write a function, do not write the main. Only write a function. Giving you 2 minutes. You already know how to find the capital using the ASCII value. We're supposed to design a function called as M, a static function, which should return the count of the number of capitals, count of the capital. Kindly write a function M, which is going to return the count. Paste it in the chat window so that I can copy it and run it and check whether the code is right or wrong. Got the first solution? Let me now really check whether it's working or not. It's a static function. You are not written a static keyword. You have taken the string. You are using the for each loop. If it is capital, whether it will be or and, check it out. Count plus equal to 1. Return count. This is one of the solution. Dhruv has also not written a static, but that's perfectly fine. 65 and 90, count plus return count. What Dhruv, this is the solution provided by Dhruv. Okay. So first of all, we'll have to use a keyword called as static. What I told you was to write a function called as M, okay, which should be in a position to count the number of capitals, okay. So what he has done is he has started from the end. Even if you start from the 0, it is perfectly fine. We are capturing each and every character. We are capturing the character by saying character ch is equal to s dot char at I. So char at is a function we learnt yesterday, which is going to capture one character at a time, store it in ch. If it is capital, that means the ASCII value should be between 65 and 90, count plus plus, and when this loop is over, we should return the count. We should return the count, okay. This is the end of the for loop. This is the end of the function, and we need to end the class over here. So let's run it and check whether it works or not. Yeah, it does run in the sense that it is returning the count of the capital. So what is the count of the capital? 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Let's take this particular syntax, okay, and paste it over here. This is the solution provided by Abhinav. Okay, I'm just copying his single line over here. So what did Abhinav did was, use something called as a for each loop. For I in S, okay, for I in S, that means we do not need to have this particular I, right? If ch is greater than equal to 65 and 90. So let's remove this particular line and try to check it. Instead of ch, it will be I. Okay. Count plus plus and return count. So what I have done, what Abhinav has done is he has used the for each loop, okay, and directly compared the value of I, which is read from the string, and doing it. Now, if you look over here, S is a string and he has used a int I over here. So let's see whether it gives an error or it runs. Okay. For each is not applicable to expression type. So for int I as a colon S will not work because my S is a string over here. So let's take it as a character and check it out. Let's take it as a character and check it out. For each is not applicable to the expression type. It is saying that for each is not in a position to iterate this particular string to this particular I. Okay. So Abhinav, kindly figure it out. What is the issue out over there? Why we are getting this particular error? For each is not applicable on the expression type. Anyone has written the code with using a for each loop? Gaurav? Gaurav, what is character is uppercase? Can you type it? Because you are introducing a new concept over here, which I want to explain. That's why I'm asking. Gaurav, what is this character is uppercase? Just type it in the chat window. This is the Gaurav solution, which we'll try to understand. Yes, Gaurav, kindly type your answer because I want to really understand what is the concept of this character over here. For checking the character to be uppercase, yeah, but what it is? What it is? What is character? Okay, so all of you please pay attention. What has Gaurav done is he's not in a position to explain it, okay, but his code is right. For I is equal to 0, I less than string length I plus plus. Okay, int I is equal to 0, I less than str length I plus plus. If character is uppercase str caret. Now let's try to understand this. What does str dot caret do? Str dot caret is in a position to analyze each and every character. So it will try to read the character H. Okay, then it is going to check is uppercase. Now this becomes very important. Character is uppercase over here. Okay. So kindly note this character is nothing but the wrapper class. Okay. It is a wrapper class. This character is called a wrapper class. And this particular wrapper class, CHARA, this wrapper class has got a method called as isUpper. Now how it works is something like this. What we have in the bracket is a character, okay, because one character from the string. And this character is uppercase is something called as a wrapper class, which the Java is providing. There is a wrapper class for integer in terms of capital integer, long with capital long, and so on. And this particular wrapper class provide the function, such as it has got one function called as is uppercase. So what is the job is to analyze a character and check whether it's an uppercase. If it is uppercase, increment the value of counter by 1. Okay. So please pay attention. We have got something called as a char. Okay. Something like character ch. And we have got something called as a wrapper class character. Remember, this character ch is a data type and this particular character is a wrapper class. And this particular wrapper class has got a function called as is uppercase, which is going to check each and every character. If it is a capital, then increment the value of counter by 1. That's what he has written. You don't have to create it. It's a predefined. Vishal, it's a predefined. See, if you look over here, is uppercase is built into the character. This is a predefined class. It has got a function called as is upper. And why it is called wrapper class? Because it is wrapping the character. It is wrapping the character. That's why. Let's try to run this. In this case, integer is a wrapper class and minimum value is a static value. So this program also works over here. Okay. So what we learned over here, we learned two things: how to use a ASCII value to find the capital and how to use a predefined function called as a wrapper class to check the capital. Understood? That's why you should always have the documentation ready with you so that you can go in that particular direction. Okay, good. That is something I want the answer at the end of the class. Can I use a for each with the string? Try to figure it out. Okay. And if you can do it, how to use it? If you can't do it, why you can't do it? Okay. Second example, string s1 is equal to Java, string s2 equal to full stack. Okay. What is the aim of the function? Let me pass the two strings. What is the aim of the function m? The aim of the function m is to concatenate the two strings. That means what you are going to return? You are going to return a string. You are going to return a string. Okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to write a function which is going to take two parameters, string str1, string str2. Okay. And here you are supposed to write a code which is going to join the two strings and it is going to return it. It is going to return that particular string. Clear? So I want you to write a function which is going to join the two strings, and what should be printed? Output of this should be Java full stack, no space in between. Java full stack. I want you to write a function which is going to concatenate the two strings. So I pasted the code for everyone. I want you to complete this particular function. You can use any predefined function. You can use predefined function. Is my question clear to you? You're supposed to write a function called as m, which is going to join the two strings str1 and str2, and it is going to return. So I've given you an incomplete code. Kindly complete that particular code. Okay, I got one solution. Yes, Himanshu, good. Got 4 solutions. Let's check this solution, a simplest solution, and see whether it works or not. So what I am saying, return str1 concatenate str2. Cannot find the symbol str1 concatenate str2. Himanshu, what is the issue? It says cannot find the function called as concatenate. Why we are getting this error? Are we getting this error because I made a mistake over here? Let's check it. Java full stack. Okay. Now what Himanshu did was he concatenated this str2 to str1. Okay. So we got, and he is returning it, and he is returning it. That means he is returning Java full stack, which is a concatenation of two strings, which is displayed over here. Now my question to you is, will it change the value of S1? Will it change the value of S1 or not? Will it change the value of S1 and S2? Will it change the value of ST? And since we are returning it, that's why I'm asking. So most of you are return it as no. Good. So it doesn't change it. It will be still Java and the full stack over here. Java and the full stack. Good. Any doubt in this example? Let me comment on the other solution. String s is equal to str1 plus str2 plus return s. Yes, this will also work. str3 is equal to str1 concatenate str2. Yes, you're storing it in s3 and then you are returning it. Same thing over here for Akriti's solution. Rishi simply said str1 plus str2, perfectly fine. String s1 Java, string s2 full stack, SOPM1 public static string return, okay. Return str1 concatenate, okay. I hope you have understood these two simple examples working with strings. Yesterday's example, which I told you to complete, was this one. What I told you was you are supposed to complete a function which is going to reverse a particular string. This was the end of the class. So what I did was I wrote a class test. There was a string s over here. We have a constructor. We have a function called as f, which is going to return a string. I said test t is equal to new test abc. So control came over here, assigned the value abc to s, and you were supposed to write a function This function is supposed to return the reverse of the string. This function is supposed to return the reverse of the string. If you want, I will provide you this particular code so that you can concentrate only and only on the code which you are supposed to write. What I should get from this particular function is the reverse of the string. Let's check out the solution. I have got no, you're simply supposed to return the reverse of the string. Do not display it, just return it. See the data return type is a string over here. So for I is equal to s dot length, I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus, reverse plus equal to s dot char. Okay. Good. Let me check out the next solution. S plus equal to str dot char. Okay. You stored a character and appended it to the reverse. Good. and return the str. Good. Good. So most of the students have got a correct solution. What they are doing, they are iterating right from the end, going till 0, capturing the character, storing it in the reverse and returning the reverse, which is being displayed over here. That basically is sufficient, or rather an appropriate solution. Good. Good. Impressive. So you are doing good. So what I did was, or rather most of the solution student did was something like this. I declared a string, okay. Then what I did, I said for I is equal to str length minus 1, I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus. So I am iterating from the end, capturing one character, storing it in R. Storing it in R. Clear? And then what I am doing, I am returning the R. So this is my for loop, which is going to iterate right from the end till 0. Pick up one character, add it in R, and at the end of it, return the reverse string, which is going to be printed out over here. Is it clear to everyone? If anyone has any doubts, kindly raise it. Any doubt? So can I move for the next example? Okay. Now pay attention carefully. I hope you have understood this, okay? Because you will require this particular knowledge. Now what I want, pay attention carefully. Divyanshu, what I did was I initialize a string with ABC. You are supposed to write a function. This function is supposed to return the reverse of the string. So I said int I is equal to string length minus 1. So what is the length? 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Why I have to do it? Because this index of A is 0, B is 1, C is 2. So I will start with 2. Is 2 greater than equal to 0? Yes. Pick up the data at the second position, add it in R. I minus minus makes it 1. Pick up the data at 1, which is B, add it in R. I minus minus makes it 0. Pick up the data at the 0th index position, which is A, add it in R. And then when the loop is over, you return the string. Is it clear? And that string which is returned is being displayed over here. Now, what I want, pay attention. My input is ABC. Okay. My output is, I want both the strings. That means I want ABC along with CBA. That means here what you should be returning is, ABC and CBA. Is it clear? It's a little bit tricky, but then you are a computer programmer, so you should be in a basically position to figure it out. Some changes we'll have to make, okay? What is the change? You figure it out. See, there is a class test, there is a class main, okay? You pass the string ABC, this ABC is here in S. You already have that information, okay? So you can get this ABC from this particular string S, and then you have to return a string that is a CBA. So you will have to think what to do. Okay, one of the student has already given the solution, so I want multiple solution coming from you. I'll wait for 2 minutes and then take the solution one by one. Just some changes you have to make in the code so that I get the original string plus the reverse string. Giving you 2 minutes. Okay, so where is my original string? Original string is over here in S. Yes or no? So can I say S plus R? Can I do that? Let's check it. Okay, so if you look over here, when I am returning, simply return S plus R. So when you return S plus R, what will happen? It is going to return the value. One moment, I have to take this call. Let's see some of the solutions over here. One of the student has used a concatenate method. Okay. So let's see. Good. Mm, string dot join reverse with space. Okay. Good. Return s plus n. Good. You declared a new string added and then return. Good. This dot s plus reverse. Good. Str concatenate. Okay. Good. 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 Wonderful. Great. Now, let's take one comprehensive example that is going to test you a lot. You have initialized a string with ABC, XYZ, Java, and coding. Okay? And you have to write a function. Let's keep it as F only. Let's keep it as F. And this particular function should return not a string but an integer. And what will be that integer? It should count the number of words. It should count the number of words. Count number of words. Okay? Pay attention. Your program will be the same. But in this case, I have initialized it with ABC, XYZ, Java, and coding. Your job is to count the number of words. String, each and every word is separated by the space. Each and every word is separated by the space, a single space. Each and every word is separated by the single space. Okay? Yesterday we learned, I'll tell you the hint. Yesterday we learned how to use a split. How to use a split function. Yes or no? So you are free to use that particular split function or any other mechanism, but take 5 minutes and come up with the code which is going to return or return the count of the number of words. In this case, it is 4. Words are separated by the single space. Yeah, I'm going to copy it. You're supposed to count the number of words. And I'm telling you that words are separated by a single space. Take your time, no issues. Words are separated by a single space. Let some more solution come, then we'll discuss it. Meanwhile, I will take Amritjo's solution and figure it out what is happening. Count is 0, length is 0, return count. Otherwise, if it is a space, count plus plus and return count plus 1. Okay. Let's paste this solution of Amritjot and check it. So what Amrit has done is he has taken int as 0, count as 0, length is 0. Okay, let's remove this. Then return count. Otherwise, if there is a space, count plus plus, and we are returning count plus 1. Okay, let's try to run this particular code. So when I run this, this is for this, this is for this, this is for it, this is for class. So the solution works. What has Amrit done is simple. We have taken this string, passed it over here. Okay. So this was the string ABC XYZ Java encoding. The length is not equal to 0. That means it is not an empty string. Okay. So what we are doing, he is returning a count from here. Okay. So that this particular code will be bypassed. In case this condition is not true. Okay. And we have entered this particular condition. Then what will happen is it will come here and check for the spaces. The moment space is found, it will increment it by 1. So when this space is found, it will be 1. When this space is found, it will be 2. When this space is found, it will be 3. Okay. When it comes here, it will be the end of the string. So what is the value of count? It is 3. But actually, how many words were there? It was 4. So we should return count plus 1. We should return count plus 1. Are you with me? Let's also take the case. Is it clear to everyone? Now let's test it. Now assume that this is a string. That means how the companies design the test cases you should know. And where you are going to lose your marks, that also you should know. So I said test is equal to new test. I am passing a single word. Now let's see whether it handles this or not. So it comes here, this condition is false, control comes here, okay, it doesn't find a space, okay, so it never enters over here. But what was the initial count? It was 0. So we are incrementing it by 1 and sending it. So when I run it, you should get the count as 1. So that is also taken care of. That is also taken care of. Are you with me? Is everyone with me? Now, the trick part. And what is the trick part? Pay attention. The trick part is, instead of having one spaces, we are having multiple spaces. So this is having 2 space, this is having 3 space, and so on. And now let's try to run the code. Now let's try to run the code. Actually, word should be 4. So when I run a code, I get 8. I get 8. But actually, how many words are there? There are 4. Why this happened? Because here we took the 2 spaces. So it took it as 2 words. Here there were 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces were there. There were 4 spaces. Are you with me? Here there was a single space. So what is happening is, if the moment you have a multiple spaces, our code will collapse. Our code will collapse. It won't work. It won't work. Now you as a developer have to pass this test case. Have to pass this test case. That means now you should write a code which is not that easy, which should be in a position to figure out if there are multiple continuous spaces, treat it as one. How many spaces are here? 1, 2. So treat it as 1. Here how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So treat it as 1. In this case we have only 1, so no issue. So you will have to make certain changes in this if condition so that it doesn't increment the value of count for every space. Okay. So now you think about what should I do. Yes, Gaurav, explain this particular code. Kindly explain what you are doing. You can unmute yourself or no, that is not allowed. What you can do is you can type in the chat window and explain me this particular if condition. Yes, Gaurav, I'm waiting for your explanation. Without explanation, it has got no meaning. Kindly type your explanation over here, why you did this. Even though it's a right code. Check if the space comes, then should not be the space. Okay, you're not in a position to put it properly. Okay, got it, Gaurav. Got it, got it. So this code has been provided by Gaurav. Okay. Let's check what Gaurav has done. Okay, with this particular case. A, B, C, space, 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 X, Y, or XU. Let's do this. I is equal to 0, I less than S dot length. If S dot caret equal to space, is it? No. So what will happen? It will bypass this. I plus plus is now B. Is it space? No. Then it will come here, C. Okay. Is it space? No. It will come here. It will come here. I'm just checking whether his solution is right or wrong. Okay. Then it will come here. Now S carats equal to space. Okay. It's a space. And S dot carat I plus 1 is not equal to space. So what he's doing, he's checking this space and he's checking the next space. But the next space should not be equal to blank, but it is blank. But it is blank. So what will happen? It won't increment the value of count. I plus plus. Now where we are? We were over here, this first blank. Now we are at the second blank. Now we are at the second blank. Is S carat I equal to space? Yes. And S dot carat I plus 1. I plus 1 is X. I plus 1 is X. Okay. I plus 1 is X. And which is not equal to blank. And which is not. Paras, camera off karo. Okay. So in this case, what is happening? Carat I is a space and the next character is X, which is not equal to blank. So at that time, count is going to be incremented. Count is going to be incremented. Clear? So let's check whether it runs or not. It gives me the correct answer. Paras, switch off your monitor. कैमरा ऑफ करो भाई पारस. Now, let's check whether this particular code is in a position to handle this code. Yes, it's in a position to handle it. Now let's take another case, which is going to trouble you a lot. There is a space at the beginning, there is a space at the end. Actually, how many words are there? One. Let's check it. Now what has happened? Array index out of bound. Why we are getting out of bound over here? See, I put some space over here. I put some space over here, but it is giving me index out of bound. What may be the possible reason for this? Any doubt in this? See, our program is not in a position to handle this case. I'll tell you. This is working perfectly fine. Okay. The moment I add one space over here, see what happens. It gives me index out of bound. So why we are getting it? Tell me. I want you to analyze the code and tell me why it is giving me this error. Please see the error. It is string index out of bound. Yes, Gaurav, but let everyone figure it out. Why we are getting. Okay, got it. Only two answers I have got. Others, kindly figure it out why we are getting this. Okay, so now, yes, good. Most of the students have got it because it is crossing the size of the index for I plus 1. So now the question is how you are going to handle this, because that's how the company is going to test you. Okay, how we are going to handle this case, where there is a space over here, where there is a space over here. I have pasted the complete code. Okay, kindly run it with your code. This is the complete code. I have given it to you. Kindly put your code for the function, run it, check it. So this is a step-by-step process of eliminating the difficult test cases. The last difficult test case is this particular space. So think about the solution, what to do. I want you to check out this particular function, trim function, okay, and come up with the solution. Kindly check the trim function. Yes. So now how we could use a trim along with this? Trim removes the spaces from the beginning and from the end. See, it will remove the spaces from the beginning. It will remove the spaces from the end. Now it should solve your problem. So now use a trim function. Now use a trim function in this particular code and it should work. So you figure it out now. I'm waiting for your solution. Using of the trim to remove the leading and trailing spaces. Yeah, that's fine. Because you're passing a string over here, this dot s is equal to s dot trim. Great, good. It could be used in the function also by saying this dot str is equal to trim of str, or simply this dot str is equal to trim str. So kindly do it, work it, and check whether it's working or not. I'm waiting for 2 minutes. Okay, complete it with trim. Yeah, that is understood. Yes, Vishal, we could do that. Yes, we could do that. Is it working? Have you tried with trim? So before you try out this particular logic, what you have to do is you have to trim the value of S. So have you gone through the documentation, checked it out and used it? What I'm saying is, can I do something like this? S is equal to S dot trim. Can I do something like this so that our code will work? So I was expecting from your side that you will use this particular code to remove it. So always and always remember, do not assume anything when you are sitting for the placement test. Okay? Because their job is to basically check whether you are taking the edge cases into consideration. So these kind of test cases have the maximum marks, and that's how they only select few students. Now what else? So let's start with the next example. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to return a true or false value. And what is this function supposed to check? It is supposed to check whether the string is a palindrome or not. You're supposed to pass a string. Assume that we have entered madam. Okay. So what it should return? It should return true. Or instead of saying boolean, don't return anything. Simply display it over here only. Okay, so you're passing a string. Okay, so this string gets assigned over here in the constructor. Here you are supposed to write a code which is going to check whether the string is a palindrome or not. So kindly write a code which is going to check for the palindrome. Let the return type be void only. Let's first do the simple case, then we'll do the complicated case. Okay. So this particular function is not returning any value, and you should write a code which is going to check whether the string is a palindrome or not. So what you should do, you should find the reverse of the string. If the original string is equal to the reverse of the string, then it's a palindrome. Akshit, my question to you is, will you use 2 equal to or will you use equals to function to check for the contents? So kindly change the code according to that. Okay, so let's check whether we have got certain solutions or not. This is provided by Himanshu. Before that, yeah. So what is Himanshu doing is, if length equal to 0, return, okay. If I is equal to 0, j length, well, I less than char cat, if ch string is not palindrome, return I plus plus j plus plus, okay. The moment there is a difference, you are saying that it is not a palindrome. Okay. So let's understand some coding mechanism of the various students and let's try to figure it out how they have written the code. So first I'll be discussing the one of the solutions. Let's put it over here. So what has Himanshu done is he has checked for the length is equal to 0, return, good. Then we have said I is equal to 0, j is equal to s dot length. He has done it so that he could start comparison from both the ends. Stored the two characters over here, ch1 not equal to ch2, string is not a palindrome, simple, return. That means the moment there is a difference, he is displaying string is not a palindrome. Then he's saying I plus plus and j minus minus. Okay, very graceful solution. And then again he's storing over here, checking it. If it is not, display this. So in case it's a palindrome, such as in case of madam, what he's doing is he's checking M and M, then A and A. Okay. At this point, what will happen? This while I condition will be false. Then it will come here and display string is a palindrome. String is a palindrome. Okay. Let's run this code and check it. Made a mistake. It should have been only t dot f. Yes. String is a palindrome. String is a palindrome. Let's make it n, and it should display string is not a palindrome. Now your program should be in a position to handle the uppercase as well as lowercase. Okay, so this actually should give me a palindrome, but it will give me not a palindrome because we are not taken into consideration the case of the code. So kindly make the modification, use any of the predefined function to convert it into uppercase, lowercase, take the help of the documentation and come up with the solution in which uppercase and lowercase should be treated as same. Uppercase and lowercase should be treated as same. Good, some of the solutions are good. Now what I want is, I want you to write a code which is going to handle the uppercase and the lowercase. Okay. Dhruv has come up with the case which is saying this one. Reverse is a reverse of the string, else is the original string. So use reverse dot equals ignore case. Okay. Equals ignore case. So using which we will be in a position to ignore the case. Or Amrit, what is Amrit saying is, in the constructor, the string which you are receiving it, either convert it into lowercase or uppercase. Either lowercase or uppercase. So we don't have any issue over here. Instead of saying this dot s is equal to s, what is Amrit saying is, take the string, convert it into lowercase. Now what happens? This should work for any string. For example, if I enter this as a lowercase and this as a capital, everything will be treated as a lowercase. And then what will happen is, your rest of the code will work. Your rest of the code will work. Good. Now, what I want is, I want something like this. Let's make it as Boolean. I want to return true or false. I want to return true or false. And here it will be if t dot function name is f, if it returns a true, then what I'm going to do? I'm going to say system dot out dot println string is palindrome. Else copy this, paste it, string is not palindrome. Okay. So I want you to do not display this particular value. I want you to return true or false. I want you to return true or false. That means over here, string is not a palindrome should be removed, and I should say break, so that it comes out of the loop. And here outside the loop, I should do something like this. Think about what should I do over here. See, break is going to take me out of this. It is going to take me over here. So here I should write some code. type here return. And what is the reverse of the string? Oh, I haven't captured the reverse of the string. So this particular logic will not hold now because we are not capturing the reverse of it. So you'll have to write a code provided by the reverse of the reverse of a string, and we should say reverse equals to s. Now what this is going to give me, I have got a reverse of the string. Let's define another string called as a string reverse. Okay, now here will be a logic. After your logic, what will happen? Reverse is going to have the reverse of the string. Reverse dot equals to s. So what it is going to do, it is going to compare this. If they are same, it will return true. If they are false, it will say false. Are you with me? Is it clear to everyone? If the contents are same of the reverse and s, it is going to return true. Else it is going to return false. So kindly paste your logic and try this out. You already have this particular logic over here. Store it in reverse, use equals to. And not written a proper case. Okay, you'll have to change this case. So I hope you will be doing this. So I'm waiting for you to complete this. Okay, use equals. That's fine. Yes, this particular case is taking into consideration equal ignore case also. Okay, so are you getting a hang of the real coding in terms of what is expected from you in terms of the test cases? So in case of palindrome, what they can do, they can mix up the case to check whether the student is in a position to check for the uppercase as well as lowercase. Okay, and it may so happen that you have to return the true or false. Okay, again checking whether they are in a position to use equals to or equal ignore case, what depending upon whether you have used lowercase or not. So that kind of a stuff will be definitely be checked. Okay, all of you please pay attention. I'm going to run the code and you're supposed to write it. Okay. I'm going to accept a string ABC. And what it is going to do, it is going to give me all the substrings. So what are the substrings? The substrings of ABC are A, then B, then C. Okay, then let's remove A. What we have? We have BC. We have got a BC. Okay, then what we have got? We have got AB. Then what we have got? We have got ABC. So these are all the possible substrings of the strings which we have entered. Let me run this again, it will be clear to you with the two characters. If I enter AB, what should happen as a substring? We should get A, we should get B, we should get AB. If I type ABCD, okay, then the first four cases should be, we should get A, we should get B, we should get C, we should get D. Then what should happen? We should get AB, right? Then what we should get? We should get ABC. Then ABCD. Then let's start with B. What we get initially? B, then BC, then BCD. Then let's start with C. What we get? C. Then we get CD. Then let's start with the last character, which is D. Okay. So your job is to accept a string and display the substrings of it. Display all the substring. Okay. So I'll give you the part of the code. And you are supposed to write a class called as print substring. So I'm going to give you these two lines also. Okay. Complete this code. So you're supposed to write a code which is going to display the substring. The code should be written over here in the function called as print substrings. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to use a nested loop and use a substring function. Great. So there has to be a function called as substring to be used, okay, which is going to give me the substring from that particular character. We learned the substring function, remember? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, going to use a nested loop. For start is equal to 0, start less than str.length. Assume that we have entered the string as ABC. Okay. So what is str.length? It is going to be 3. Intent is equal to start plus 1. So start plus 1 will be, in this case, end will be 1. In this case will be 1. Is end less than equal to str length? Yes, it is going to be less than str length. SOP str.substring start comma end. So when you say start comma end, what is going to happen? Start is 0, end will be 1. It is going to give me that particular character, which is A. Okay. Then what I am going to do? I am going to increment the value of end. End initially was start plus 1, which is 0 plus 1 is 1. Now end is 2. Is 2 less than equal to 3? Yes. Now start is 0 and 2. So now what it will give me? AB. And then n plus plus will be now 3. Yes or no? Is 3 less than equal to 3? Yes. Substring start and end. So it should give me ABC. Should give me ABC. So when I run it first time, what should I get? I should get A, then I should get AB, then I should get ABC. Let's enter ABC and see the first 3 lines which I get. I get A, then I get AB, then I get ABC. Okay. Now next time what happens is start plus plus is 1 because initially it was 0, now it is 1. So end will be start plus 1. What is start? It is 1. Now it is 2. Now it is 2. So what was the value of start? It was 1. What is the value of end? It is 2. So what I should get? We should get B. Then end is incremented. So when n is incremented, what is the value of the end over here? Initially it was 2. Now it is 3. Is 3 less than equal to 3? Yes. So now what it should give me? It should give me BC. It should give me BC. After that, this loop will be false. Start plus plus is now 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. End is equal to start plus 1. It is 3. Is 3 less than equal to 3? Yes. So start with 2. Add to what I have? C. And that's it. Have you understood the code? Any doubt in today's class? Any doubt today in this class? Okay, that will be the end of the class for today. Tomorrow we are going to continue with the strings again. Is it clear? Just search for Java documentation, you will get it. Just search for Java documentation. Yeah, any other doubt if you have, you can raise it over here. No, Java documentation is something we don't provide. You go to the Google, go download it from the Oracle site. It is freely available. Go over there and check it out. Rather, you should have one tab open for the Oracle documentation, or you just type the method, or you use the Eclipse, because when you use the Eclipse, then there is no need to use a Java documentation. You type a dot, you will get the necessary method. Any other issue in any other subjects, if you have, you can raise it, or any other difficulty if you are having. Yes, you all can leave. You all can leave. That's the end of the class. Either of these should work directly. Try image converter software. Try image converter software.